He's moving our big compost pile to a different spot and turning it. Hello, Maya. Hey, Harry. Hi, Harry. Hi, Harriet. Hey, Harriet. My dad's already given them their food today, so they're not as friendly as they usually are first thing in the morning. Harvesting some of the last baskets of tomatoes for this year, and buckets of okra. I dehydrated some okra so I can stick it in jars and pull it out for soups. It's really, really good to eat dehydrated, just as is as a snack. Seriously, try dehydrating some okra. Super yummy. Brian turns this about once a month. When he turns it, you can see the heat coming off of it. Our browns in here would be the leaves and the wood mulch, and our green would be the manure. We love having this stuff around. The kids have their garden decorated for Halloween. The seeds we planted are coming up. Should be able to start harvesting a few leaves soon. Hey everybody. Today we're going to be planting our garlic for the year. I ordered California White Soft Neck through Gurney's for our garlic this year. I don't believe I have enough to get us through the year. I planted around 60 heads this time last year, and that got us through about 4 months worth of garlic. So I'm shooting for around 180 heads of garlic to harvest next June or July. This is typically the time of the year you want to plant it, especially here in Zone 7B. I have from about now until you can actually plant it through December. You just might get smaller heads of garlic a little bit later in the season. Garlic's really easy to grow. It just needs its own designated spot that's going to be left alone for several months. I have some containers that are filled with dirt. That's where I grew my garlic last year, and it worked really well. I weeded my containers, stirred up the dirt a little bit, and I mixed in a little bit of this. I picked this up on clearance at Walmart at the end of this season. It was really cheap. I want to say it was less than $5. It's Expert Gardener Organics. It's a 544. I sprinkled some in and mixed it in just a little bit. When we plant our garlic, we want to plant them 4 to 6 inches apart. And then you want to put the bulbs of garlic 1 to 2 inches deep. Garlic is going to overwinter. Once they've sprouted and the green's coming up, we'll mulch them with some straw or some leaves just to make sure that they make it through the winter. They stay green and stay growing all through the winter, but they do the majority of their growth during spring. That's when they really start putting on the green and making their bulbs. I plan to plant in these 3 kiddie pools. They aren't the prettiest options for gardens. And then the big, this empty storage container that has dirt in it. I'm going to put some in there too. This one here has our leeks and a bunch of little onion sets in it. Here's how our garlic came. I'm gonna get them out of their bags, pieced up, and see how many actual cloves I have. Try not to get stung by honeybees. I'm right here by where I water them. We'll take our clove of garlic and we're gonna gently break off each of these cloves. Each one of these is gonna grow a new garlic plant. When we plant them, this pointy end up here is what's going to be facing up. We'll put this bottom end down in the dirt with the pointy end facing up. The roots will grow here, and the green is going to grow out of here. That's how we're going to do it. I'm going to break up all of these cloves and see how all of these bulbs and see how many cloves I get. I'm shooting for 180. If I don't make that goal, I still have 4 or 5, probably 5 or 6 bulbs of my homegrown from last year in the pantry that I'm going to pull out and break up to add to my total clove amounts. And if that still doesn't get me to 180, then I have some store-bought that I'll try. I grew some store-bought garlic last year and they did okay. So I'm going to do an experiment and actually separate those and see how well they actually do compared to this actual seed garlic. And then I'll keep you posted on that. It was pretty hard to find seed garlic this year. I ordered mine early on, I think in July, through Gurney's, and it was still, even at that point, pretty hard to find. A lot of the times if you order from a seed dealer or somewhere on a nursery online, they won't send them until it is the right time to plant them, which is kind of nice. You don't have to do a lot of guessing. Mine just came within the past couple days. A lot of places here locally for me don't sell seed garlic, so I do have to order them. Okay, we are back over here at the garlic beds. I have my seeding square here. I had 61 cloves of the seed garlic that I'm going to try to plant, see how far I get all in here, and see if I can get them all in here. I'm not really sure. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It looks like 9 are going to go in a square foot here, doing every 4 inches. So I'm choosing my yellows. I'm going to push down with the square a little bit so I know where my square is. This dibble tool, I'm going to put it into about 2 inches in each of the yellow holes. I should be able to see the holes and take a clove of garlic butt side down and push it down in and cover it up in each one of these holes that I've marked. Ooh, there's ants in here already. There's our leeks. And if you look closely, there's lots of little baby onions coming up. Next, I've got to water these in.
I'm gonna do it. No! Oh, it's the side. I found down that.
Ellie, leave the kettle alone. Ellie. Okay, so I planted this big bed behind me and these 3 kiddie pools full of garlic. I ended up with 210 total cloves of garlic that I planted, so hopefully that's plenty for us for next year. Once they start sprouting and they get up probably about 4 or 5 inches tall, I'm going to go ahead and mulch them. Whatever the trees don't drop on them, I'll probably use straw mulch for these. It just seems to be the easiest. And then during the early spring, once the danger of frost is past, I'm going to refertilize these guys with some good organic fertilizer or some rabbit pellets. Garlic is ready to harvest in about 7 to 8 months, so I can look to be harvesting these in the end of May to the beginning of June. It's kind of hard to tell when garlic is ready to be harvested. It's different than onions. They can be harvested at any time and be used, but in order to store them, you want to harvest them at about the perfect time. How you tell is each individual leaf is attached to a bulb. It's the protective paper wrapping that goes around the garlic clove, the actual cloves. And when they're ready to be harvested, about half of the bottom leaves will be dried out and the rest will be green. And at that point, you know it's ready to harvest.